Yo, welcome back to a brand new video. We're checking out a video by AM Hoops called "This Kevin Durant News Changes Everything." So yeah, let's check it out. I don't know what he's talking about. Maybe it's about the opening night of him against the Thunder, where he got booed and he made a rookie mistake. So yeah, maybe it's about that. Maybe. But before we end this video, go check out the link down in my description or in the comments to my main channel, Vu Plexington, where I will be playing NBA 2K26, my career. So yeah, episode 1's out today.
The NBA is so savage, making Kevin Durant watch his old team raise a banner opening night, booed every possession with his new team, but then it got worse. End of regulation, KD gets sent to the free throw line with a chance to put the Rockets up 3. Breathing room to close out the game, and KD misses a free throw. Clutch scored 90% from the line, goes 1 for 2. So, of course, SGA forces overtime. But at the end of OT, KD tries to call a timeout when Houston
What
has
the?
a clear technical foul for OKC to win the game, but no. OKC goes crazy, as they should. Should have won the game. But then SGA finally gets KD to bite on a pump fake, draws a foul.
Yeah, this was nasty. I reacted to it.
This game, and he finally succeeded. But hold up, if the Rockets lost to OKC because of Kevin Durant, that's a good thing. He is now on a team where KD doesn't have to be the best or even second best player every night. This man has hooked his near 40-year-old self up to an elite young squad. Amin Thompson clearly gone up a level. Alperen Şengün scored 39 points, 11 boards.
Yeah, he was cooking.
After leading Turkey to silver in Eurobasket. Oh, is that Euro game going to translate over this year? Yes. Not saying this is on the level of Golden State, but think of all the teams that Durant has been on since leaving Steph and the Dubs. Has he finally gotten it right? First, the Brooklyn Nets, full of toxic drama, KD the star. Then the Suns, who gutted the team to get him. So by the time KD gets to Phoenix, they've dismantled a championship squad. But Houston, they almost beat the defending champs with KD a shell of himself. Stable organization with
That is true. The Rockets, if SGA didn't make that foul baiting play and all those different plays that the Thunder did to secure the win, I have a strong feeling that the Houston Rockets would have won the game and wouldn't have been the biggest upset of the entire opening season. I feel like the entire season, because imagine you just get your championship rings, get your championship banner hung up in the rafters, and then you lose opening night to the Houston Rockets. I don't know how that would feel.
Coach in front office. And if KD is actually able to win as a Rocket, it changes everything. I'm talking Dirk beating LeBron in 2011. Jokic in 2023. Legacy-defining championships. But for KD, no one even respects his 2 chips outside of Golden State. If he is able to do this, win in Houston at age 37, it would put him top 10 all time. So can they actually do it? But you guys have been loving my Well, the news of KD taking this pay cut changes everything, because instead of his max of 2 years for 120 million, he took just 90 million bucks. And yes, just 90 million. I mean, look, still highest paid player of all time.
Yeah. You know, something that LeBron would never do. As you know, if you were keeping up with the offseason, LeBron James, instead of, doing something good for the Lakers, like, not signing to the maximum extension, LeBron, I don't know, let me just re-say this. LeBron signed the maximum extension, right? Signed the maximum extension, which hurt the Lakers, because the Lakers now need someone, because they need more people than just LeBron and Luka and Bronny and Austin Reeves. They need way more people than that. So LeBron taking the maximum hurts. KD, taking a pay cut is genius. It helps the Rockets have more money, save more money to get better players, pay the current players they already have, And this is just an all-around W for Kevin Durant for being that smart, knowing if I take a pay cut, the Rockets can get better players that can help this team win a championship in the next couple of years. Now, will they? No, because the Chicago Bulls are going to destroy them in the finals. But it doesn't really matter. LeBron doesn't care. He just wants to juice every little bit of money he has in his contract before he retires. And it's crazy to think that all these players, Anthony Davis, Joel Embiid, are on this list. And LeBron's been in the league longer than every single one of these people. And yet, he's only 2.
But this is rare. Okay, LeBron talks about wanting to win all the time, but when the time came, he took $3 million less.
Exactly.
And this is a guy who's a billionaire. KD took $30 million less. That is
See my point?
because he knows what's at stake here, okay? All the haters, all the people who question his rings in Golden State go away. So he gives back $15 million per year. Do you know what kind of player that Houston can get for that? This is a look at guys who make 50.
Okay, so we got so we got SGA's cousin, Akonwu, Isaiah Stewart, Daniel Gafford, okay, PJ Washington, Herb Jones, Austin Reeves. Wow, bro. If they get one of these players, the Rockets will have a decent squad going to the All-Star break.
$15 million per year. Daniel Gafford, Danny Villa, Austin Reeves, Herb Jones, all guys would definitely contribute to a chip. And for as good as the Rockets looked, they need it. Because if there's one thing the Rockets learned, it's Fred VanVleet's injury is a big deal. They need a point guard.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it's Reed Shepherd. Not yet. Coach Ime Udoka sat this kid basically all last year. Then right before game 1, Shepherd goes off preseason, 29 points against the Hawks starters. Udoka's like, yeah, that's nice. You're coming off the bench. Why? Because he is not a true point guard and bad on defense. So what is the point of any of this, right? Like getting Kevin Durant for cheap was supposed to be a cheat code for all their issues. Last year, the Rockets were one of the worst shooting teams in the NBA. They ranked in the 20s in three-point makes.
Wow, look at that. 22nd in three-pointers, 20th in three-point attempts, and for three-point percentage, 21st. That's not a good look.
And that really hurt in the playoffs. Rockets went 5 for 17, eliminated by Golden State. And in the half court, Houston scored just 78 points per 100 possessions in half court offense. And for context, Charlotte was dead last in the NBA. They scored 90 points per 100. So they were much worse than the worst team in the NBA. But KD is supposed to fix all this, not without a point guard. Okay, it looked decent at times against OKC, but we've never had a real champion who doesn't have a point guard. So if they want to win it all, Houston needs to make a trade. Now, the good news is they have a lot of ammo left in a deal because for some reason, the Suns were just desperate to give KD away. Okay, people thought, oh, for an all-time player, they're going to need to trade at least one of their elite...
Okay, so the Rockets' best access. Okay, this is clearly, I'm going to guess, before the trade. So they had elite youth. But they don't even have Jalen Green and good? Wow.
But all they had to trade was Jalen Green, the number 10 pick, Dylan Brooks, and seconds. They left all this other stuff on the table, including control the Suns' own draft picks.
Bro, the Suns did not want KD no more, bro. They said, you know what? We just want Jalen Green.
7 and 29. So at one point, the Rockets had an eye on Giannis, but that's all over, okay? It's time to go all in while the window is open. So who can they get? Well, target number 1 should be Derek White. He is the new Drew Holiday in Boston. But would the Celtics give him up? It might take a huge haul, but worth a try. White is a perfect fit, and if the Rockets are on the verge, White's the kind of guy who puts you over the top. So what about the Rockets get White and Jordan Walls for salary? for Dorian Finney-Smith, Reed Shepherd, Clint Capella, and that 2027 unprotected Suns first.
Interesting. So the Rockets will only really be getting up a good like a center, Clint Capella, Finney-Smith, and Reed Shepherd. Which, if you know, Reed Shepherd is like he got drafted last year. He played okay, not to their standards for sure. And if they can get Derek, but if the Rockets can somehow snatch up Derek White and bring him back to Texas, that'll be pretty interesting to see.
One of the most valuable picks in the NBA, Boston would be idiots to pass this up. Oh, but why would the Rockets do it? Because they gamble that that pick doesn't go number 1 or number 2 in this new lottery system. But if it goes below that, I mean, they don't have room for some hotshot young rookie. They would trade him anyway. So why not deal it now for a guy like White, who puts the pieces together and maximizes KD? Plus, Reed Shepherd may be good, but not yet. Got hunted on defense all night long. But next on the list is Andrew Nembhard of the Pacers. A legit starting point guard on a championship team. On both ends of the court, Coach Ime Udoka would love Nembhard's two-way skill, but it would take a lot to get him because Indy loves Nembhard. So Houston comes strong. They get Nembhard for Reed Shepherd, Tari Eason, Jeff Green, and that Brooklyn Nets swap. Once again,
Really, you think the Houston Rockets would really give up 3 players for Andrew? I mean, it's a possibility. I seen what Andrew Nembhard could do in the NBA Finals. He played pretty good, made a bunch of those clutch threes and stuff. But you know, the Pacers did end up come short. But would you think the Pacers would take a 55-year-old Jeff Green and a couple of role players for a guy who is a starter on a championship team?
A godfather offer from the Rockets that Indy cannot say no to. But they do it because Reed's got to be in the deal because the Pacers need a point guard. And reports say that they are far apart on a new deal for Tari Eason. And that net swap could be high in the lottery. Now, some other potential options I've heard thrown out there for point guard are Drew Holiday, CJ McCollum, Peyton Pritchard.
Okay.
But I think Derek White and Andrew Nembhard are the only real guys to go all in for. The problem with Drew is he's too old, and even if they got one good season off him, his huge contract would nuke the final 2 years. CJ McCollum is terrible on defense, and they've got offense covered. Pritchard is...
Wait. You know, this video just reminded me that this man, CJ McCollum, is on the Washington Wizards. What the? If you got the Washington Wizards are like purgatory. Oh my God, I feel so bad for him.
Who you hope Reed Shepherd could turn into in a few years, but they've already got Shepherd and it's not good enough. So can this KD thing work? Yes. We just saw that game 1. Took the defending champs to the brink with a shell of KD. So this is the perfect team to be on because if KD misses games with injury late in his 30s, the roster can pick up the slack. But that pay cut he took can help them put this over the top with one more trade. KD did it because he knows if this works, it changes everything. But another guy with some pressure before this season is LaMelo Ball. The entire NBA is turning on him. Some preseason rankings have...
Yeah, we already watched the video. Go watch it on the channel. But this guy ain't wrong. AM Hoops is not wrong. Kevin Durant is pretty smart. Pretty smart. Pretty tall. All that stuff. But saying... Kevin Durant, okay, sure. Kevin Durant's probably a shell of himself, but he's still a lot better than most players in the NBA, right? So, yeah. What do you guys think? Comments below. Do you think Kevin Durant made the right decision? I don't know. What do you guys think?